Good morning, children. So I am going to start today's class. Yesterday's class we have studied about the muscles. That is, we have studied how the muscle contraction take place. Okay, and then we are also introduced with the skeletal system. Skeletal system, as I said, which makes the skeleton. There are two type of skeleton we have studied, that is the exoskeleton and endoskeleton. Exoskeleton we are not studying here. Exoskeleton I already described. In human being we have got only hair and nail, but other mammals also have horns and the hooves which are on their foot. So four type of exoskeletons are found in the mammals, but human being has got only two type of exoskeleton, that is the nails are there and the hair is there on the body. And endoskeleton, when we are talking about the endoskeleton, is either made up of cartilage or made up of bones. We have got both cartilage also, cartilage and bones which are there inside. Now, as you might have studied in the earlier classes, in the smaller classes, that human being has got 206 bones. 206 bones are there only when we are matured adult. Adult human being has got 206 bones. Okay, and the number of bones, which are found in the embryonic stages are more than that. Okay, around 300. Those bones they are keep on reducing. Number of bones are fused together and then they are counted as one bone. That is, 4 caudal bones are formed, coccyx. Okay. Similarly, the ilium, ischium, pubis, they are joined together. Okay. And there are a number of other bones which are joined together. So when we are adult, we have got lesser number of bones. Okay, now the functions, that is what the skeletal system are meant for. So functions of skeletal system. Skeletal system, first of all, they are made up of cartilage and bones. Cartilage are found in the ear, in the nose, in the hyaline cartilage, found in the neck. It is found between the vertebra, etc. Okay, so in human body, the cartilage is not forming a major part of the skeletal system. It is there, but it is not a major part. Okay, whereas the skeletal system, the bones that is forming a major skeletal system. Now the bones are, first of all we'll study the function. So yesterday as such I had done that, but still, since we are starting exclusively skeletal system, so let us revise once again. Gives shape, whatever animal body is there, that shape is because of the bones or the skeletal system. If suppose there is no bones in the hand, you cannot have these type of hands. They will be just like teddy bears are there, no? So you see teddy bear, you want to sit them, make them sit, and they will be simply rolling. So since there is only cotton filled in it, there is no skeleton, there is nothing hard which is or rigid which can give it shape. So our body also would have become like that. We would have never been able to have a fixed shape. Secondly, helps in movement. All the kinds of movements which are taking place in our body. Okay? Movement of the hands, fingers, neck, eyes. Eyes of course do not have skeleton, but the bones are actually attached to the skeleton. Okay, and the legs and all, that is all because of the bones or skeletal system. Third, provides protection. So our body has number of delicate organs like brain, which is well protected by the cranium, the eyes in the socket orbits, No. Then the heart, lung, liver, they are well protected by the chest case, and the pubic region, which is giving protection to the reproductive system and all. That is all the protection. Okay. Then the bone marrow makes blood cells. Okay. Formation of blood cells. The RBC, WBC, platelets, etc. are formed in the bones. Then bones are also, that is the this thing helping in the breathing. Okay, makes breathing possible. Otherwise, it would have never been possible had it not having the rib case. The inhalation and exhalation would have never been possible. Okay, then reservoir of calcium and phosphate ions, PO4. Okay, so this is again an important function of the skeletal system. Okay, so these are some of the important functions of our skeletal system. Ear ossicles makes us hear. Okay, hearing. Then you will find that chewing of food. Because the teeth are actually embedded in the jaw, and it is the lower jaw which moves, that upper jaw is stationary. Okay, so all these are collectively forming the total function, and they are making us that is the perfectly working. So these are the various type of functions which we have studied. Now the skeletal system, as I said, 206 bones, they are further divided into two distinct regions depending on the kind of function or their location in the sense. So the skeletal system is divisible into two regions, two types, that is the axial skeletal system and appendicular skeletal system. Axial, that is which is found in the central axis. Okay, and appendicular, which are forming both the hands and legs. So skeletal system is divisible into two: axial skeletal system and appendicular. The axial skeletal system consists of the head, which cranium and face and jaws and all. Okay, then vertebral column, then it will have what you call the rib cage, then it will have both the what you call shoulder and hip bones, that is called what do you call them? I'll get the name, 1 minute. Appendicular system has got two type of appendicus, that is the forelimbs and hind limbs. These are girdles, pectoral and pelvic girdles. Okay, these are the total parts of the skeletal system. Let us study them one by one. Let me share the book so that you can have a diagram, because I'm not able to draw all the diagrams here. The axial skeletal system, that is first is having, that is the skull. The skull is consist of say 8 bones in the cranium. Okay, if I say, that is the frontal, the parietal, the temporal and occipital. or 4 this side and 4 that side. So total 8 bones of the cranium. And there are 14 bones are on the face. So their names are given here. That is, the sphygmoid bone is there, ethmoidal bones are there, lacrimals, which are just in the eyes, and nasal bone in the nose, and the zygomatic bones, which are just beneath the eyes, then maxilla, that is the upper jaw, and the mandible, that is the lower jaw, and the hyoid bone. Okay. So these are the bones which are found in the face. So there are 14. So 14 they are of facial bones, and 8 were in the cranium. So total to 22. Then 6 bones are found in the ear. Okay. The 3 bones you already studied in the previous class. I think in class 9th you have studied the 3 bones. What you call them? The hammer, anvil, and steps. Okay. So those 3 bones we'll call them as the incus, malleus, and steps. So here are the malleus, incus, and steps. So these are 3 bones which are found in the ear, each ear. So 3 ear and 3 ear. So total 6 bones. Okay, and then the hyoid bone is there. Okay, rest all are found in pair, but hyoid is found alone, that is unpaired. Okay, so 4 this side 8, 7 this side 14, and then 3 this side, that is 6, and 1 hyoid. So total kitne ho gaye? That is 8 and 14, that is 22, 22 and 6, that is 28 plus 1, 29. So we got 29 bones on the skull, head, or skull, whatever you call. Okay. Functionally, if we talk about that, the cranium, which is also known as brain box, which is giving protection to the brain. The facial is forming the face. Lacrimal bone and ethmoid bones and all, they are actually forming the shape of the eyes, the sockets of the eyes. Nasal bone, which is giving nose, lacrimal, which is giving zygomatic, which is forming this structure, and maxilla is upper jaw, and the mandible is lower jaw, and the jaws are actually holding all the teeth, which we have studied in the this thing, and hyoid is this side, a single bone. Okay, so these are the total bone. Now we talk about the vertebra. How many vertebra are there? That is, there are 26 vertebra. 26 vertebra. 26 vertebra are further divided into 5 types. First is cervical. There are 7. Okay, 7 cervical. Then thoracic. There are 12. Third is lumbar. There are 5. Okay, then sacrum and coccyx. So these are the total number of what you call bones there. You can see that 7 cervical. Now it is written in this thing, that is all the mammals, irrespective of their neck size, the cervical region will always have 7 bones. So giraffe, which you are seeing, such a tall one, they are having the each vertebral what you call cervical vertebra, they are very big. Okay, and these are again, they are having, the first 2 are having special name, that is the atlas and axis. Okay, and the other one are known by the common axis. So each vertebra has got their different name, but we are not going in that depth. Thoracics are 12, again, which are forming the what you call chest region behind. Okay, and this is the kamar region jo hota hai, that is having 5. Lumbar, okay, that is from the abdominal region. Okay, and the 1 sacrum and 1 coccyx. I did not write numbers here. 12 plus 7, 19, 19 and 5, 24, 24, 25 and 26. So 26 of these are there. Okay, vertebral column. Okay, so these form the 26 vertebral column. You know that vertebral column is very important. Imagine Imagine instead of vertebral column, had we had one single rod at our back, then all are these movements where we are bending, where we are turning, twisting, dancing, swimming, playing, all those would have not been possible. This portion would have remained as stiff. We could have not done any type of movement. 1000 का नोट आता ही नहीं, 1000 का 2000 का नोट नीचे गिर गया, you would have never been able to pick it because your vertebral column is stiff. Okay, you would have never been able to sit and stand and walk and dance and play and swim and all other type of activities would have never been possible because of the stiffness in the vertebral column. So vertebral column, very first thing is that is it helping or it is allowing all kind of movement and twisting and turning and bending and all. Secondly, vertebral column also connects with the ribs in the chest region and they are forming rib cage. So about that we will study about the rib cage. Okay, so next portion, that is when we will talk about the rib cage. So they are forming the junction with the thing. Okay, it is also providing protection to the kidneys and it is helping in holding all the visceral organs in their position. With the help of ligaments, the other organs are connected. Sacrum is forming the actually hip region and the coccyx, which used to be a long bone and which used to have a number of vertebrae, they all are fused together into one. So it is written here, that is the sacral also fused and the coccyx also fused. Okay, earlier in the embryonic stages they were separate. Now let us talk about the rib and the rib cage. So there are 12 pairs of ribs, 12 in the left hand side, 12 in the right hand side. Okay, these ribs are further classified. The 7 ribs, they are fixed. They are fixed at the back with the vertebral column and in the front with a flat bone which is found here. That is called sternum. Okay, so it is forming a fixed bone attachment in both the sides, at the back as well as in the front. So these are called true ribs. Okay, fixed rib or true ribs. Okay. Then there are 8, 9 and 10th pair. They are called false ribs. Why? They are attached at the back to the vertebra, but in the front they are not touching sternum. Rather, they are attaching with the 7th vertebra. Okay. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth and 7th vertebra, all of them are individually reaching up to the sternum. But 8th, 9th, and 10th are not reaching up to the sternum, rather, they are just merged into the 7th vertebra. So it is giving something this shape. Okay. And if you see the 11th and 10th one, they are not fused in the front at all. They are hanging only at the back, and that is why they are also called as floating ribs. Okay, so 12 pair ribs plus 1 sternum. Okay, girdles कौन से हैं? The pectoral girdle and the pelvic girdle. Okay, so the pectoral girdle has got 2 bones, the collar bones and the scapula. This is called clavicle, this is called scapula. Okay, and the hip bones, they are got 4 here. Okay, 2 in this side and 2 that side, that is the pectoral girdle. There are 4, 2 plus 2, and pelvic girdle. They again fuse. 3 bones were there, ilium, ischium, pubis, and they fuse to make 1. So 1 of left and 1 of right side, that is 2. So we'll just count them. 29 plus 26, that is 55. 55 and 56, 56, 60, 80, 80 and 6, 86. Okay, should I write here in the proper number so that you can count them? 29, 26, 25, pectoral girdle 4, pelvic 2. So 9, 15, 20, 20 and 6, 26, 9, 2, 4, 6 and 8. So out of 206, if 86 are minus, so we get remaining 120 bones. So the 120 bones will found in the hands and legs. Okay. Let us talk about the appendicular system. So I think axial system is clear to you, and their functions also I said. Okay, the shoulder bones, as you know, this you all might have seen yourself sometime in mirror, like it is in bathing room, so you must have seen there is a crookedly turned bone here. Okay, that is called clavicle, and there is a flat bone at the back that is called scapula. And if you see in the, I'll show you in the diagram only now. Why should I do all this? So here, that is the ilium, ischium and pubis. These three bones are fused together to form the left side of the pelvic and right side of the pelvis. So this will form the pelvic girdle. Girdles are the names which are given. Actually, girdles have got some sockets. Girdles have got some cup-shaped socket on which the hands and legs bones can get fixed, and they can rotate in it. Okay, they can rotate in it. So pelvic girdle and pectoral girdle are given here. Bones help in the articulation of the upper and the lower ribs respectively with the axial skeletal system. Each girdle is formed in two halves. Okay, one in left and one in right. Each half of the pectoral girdle consists of clavicle and scapula. Scapula is a large triangular flat bone which is found in the back, you know, and this clavicle is nothing written there anyway. And where it is forming link, that is also written, that is in thorax between the second and the seventh rib. The dorsal flat triangular bones of the scapula has slightly elevated ridge, and that is called spine, which projects as flat expanded portion called acromion. Okay, now you will not be able to see your acromion and all. Okay, the clavicle articles with the below the acromion and depression. So यहाँ पे clavicle is actually forming one of the link with the vertebra here, and the other link is with the what you call in the scapula only. Okay, pelvic girdle का भी है, तो दोनों जो girdle है, both the girdle has got a cup-shaped cavity in which the pectoral girdle, the humerus, the head of the humerus goes and fit, and in the pelvic girdle, the head of the femur goes and fit. Okay, and both of these can have an ability to rotate up to 360 degree. Four limbs, each limb has got 30, so 30 plus 30, that is 60 bones here, and 30 plus 30, 60 bones are here. So all together this will be 120, and these together will form 206. Now 30 कैसे आ रही है? One humerus, one radius, one ulna, 7 this region. You got 7 bones. They are called carpals. Okay, so you can see here this. Yeah. Okay, carpals. Carpals are 8. Sorry, 8 in number. Carpals. 8 carpals. Then 5 is metacarpals. And 14 phalanges. One humerus, you can see here, humerus. This is humerus. Okay. Then one radius, the broad one. One ulna, the thin one. Then 8 carpals. 5 metacarpals, you can count easily 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 which are found in the Hetheli region. Okay, and 14 phalanges 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. बाल्यकाल में हमने गिनती सीखी होगी बचपन में जब हम शिशु मात्र थे. Then we are learned the counting and we used to count all the numbers on the fingers. So then there were 5. सबसे छोटे थे तब 5 उंगली गिनते थे 5 and 5 10. फिर उसके बाद थोड़े बड़े हुए the number was more. So then we started counting the phalanges. ठीक है, earlier we used to count only digits and then we started counting phalanges. So phalanges के जो ये हैं these are called 14. So all together कितने हो गए 14, 19, 27, 28, 29 and 30. 30 in this hand, 30 in this hand. Function आप जानते ही हैं जो humerus है. I said it forms a bond with the pectoral girdle and it is a ball and socket joint which can rotate all 360 degrees. So आप में से कई सारे bowlers होंगे and बाकी कुछ दूसरी activities करते होंगे तो they can freely rotate their hands to 360 degrees. Not all the bones are able to be joined, move up to that angle. Then radius and ulna are joined to the humerus and there is an enable mobility of up to 90 degrees. Okay, then carpals, metacarpals, they are almost fixed. Okay, so you cannot like they can only twist, but you cannot separate each one of them. Okay, and then phalanges are again having freedom to move. Okay, up to 90%, each one of 90 degrees. So this is what called the bones of the forelimb. Hind limbs we'll talk about. So in the hind limbs we got femur 1, the longest bone of the body, longest bone which is found in the thigh. It appears shorter than the radius, tibia and fibula. Calf region ki bones, it appears longer than the thigh bones. But in fact, when we see the bone, we'll find that the femur is the longest bone and the strongest bone in the body. I'll just talk. We'll have just a discussion. That is how strong the bones are. Are they stronger than the RCC pillar? Of course, they are much more stronger than the RCC pillar. You make such thin RCC pillar and put 100 kg weight on it. Will it be able to bear it? Certainly not. Such a thin RCC pillar, if the thickness of the bone you see, and that also jointed. There are so many joints from there to here, and that easily holds the weight of 100 kg. Some people are abnormally heavy, they are 200, 260, 240 kgs. And even a 100 kg man can easily lift 200 kg weight. So all those weights are ultimately following onto the bones, and these thin bones are able to bear all those weights. So you can imagine how strong the bones are. None of the man-made things are as strong. Okay, now steel and all I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about the metals and all. I'm talking about the RCC and other thing. Okay, so that is what the. So what femur is 1, tibia is 1, fibula is 1. Then now here carpals. In the palms we got carpals, but on the toe we'll get the feet we get that is tarsals. So tarsals are 7. Okay, then metatarsal 5 and phalanges 14. Okay, now where the one bone reduced from the this in compared to the carpal, tarsal has got one less, so that forms the kneecap. Okay, and that is called patella. So that is how 30 and 30 in each feet and 60 together they are 60 and they are forming 206 bones. Okay, I think that's enough for today. Time is already exceeded. So thank you children. Good day. Enjoy your day.